Hey guys, I am coming at you from the studio today. I came in here under the guise of organizing, and all I did was paint some jeans and look around and start playing and finagling with other stuff. Anyway, so if you want to see a tour, if you want a tour of the studio, I do have a quick one on my vlog channel, and you can just click here and take a quick look and see what I'm talking about. In the meantime, in the news, I want to know if you guys really care about this topic. I'm looking online here. It says Allure catches hell for teaching white women how to get an afro. Now this story came out on August 3rd. I did not read the Allure article. I have no idea when that came out. And first of all, white people trying to wear afros or wearing afros is nothing new. I mean, people did it plenty of times, like in the 60s and 70s, you know. And just reading the hairline, no pun intended, just reading the headline, I don't even care, just based off the headline. But apparently there are people who are irritated with this because, not necessarily because it's stating that, you know, you're doing a tutorial on creating an afro. Really, it's like just curly big hair. But it didn't cite the history of the afro in the article. The article, according to this one, was about styles that were rocked in the 70s, and I think it featured 4 different styles, afro being one of them. And so people took issue with the fact that it didn't say where, give the derivative of the afro. And honestly, Allure and magazines like that, is from what the last time I checked, they were very exclusive in that they didn't really include anything for black people, black women, teens, whatever it's supposed to be. So I just didn't bother to spend my money. I'm the queen of boycotting. I will keep my dollars. I will funnel my dollars elsewhere, and I understand that my money has power, and if more people understood that, this would not even be an issue. But anyway, and they were saying that because the magazine, I guess, is mostly Caucasian, or maybe the people that work there, the editors, publishers, what have you, people felt like they could have used this as an opportunity to include a black woman with a real afro. And as far as I'm concerned, if it says it's a tutorial to teach you, yes, you, how to wear an afro, even if you have straight hair, then it would be for, in my mind, Caucasian people, because I already have an afro, so I don't need the tutorial on that. But anyway, there are so many other things that we can fuss, fight, and really carry the bloodstained flag for that. This is minute. Ultimately, it's just hair. That's what it should be. Now granted, it's considered a movement. It might be considered militant when black people wear afros because of the stigmatism that was put on our entire look, our butts, our lips, our hair, our skin color. So therefore it became a thing. It became a topic. It became political when you wore your afro. But really, ultimately, it is just hair. I would like, at the end of all of this, is for all of us to look at it as it's just hair. Who cares? Who cares that my hair is big and fluffy and cottony and soft and voluminous, lustrous and moisturized, long? You know what I mean? Kinky, coily, curly. Who cares? And the same thing over here. Who cares that your hair is silky and long and straight and blowing in the wind and all in the breeze and everything? How about both of us uniting, killing this hunger in the country, around the world, and making this freaking planet a better place? How about we do that? Because again, who cares? It is just hair. Now, I do, just looking at some of the comments and, you know, some of the 2 cents other people have put in here within this particular article. And by the way, I'll leave a link to this article in the box, of course, so you can take a gander on your own and just tell me how you feel about the subject. Some people feel like, well, imitation is the best form of flattery. And other people are like, well, I mean, hey, white folks want to look like us. They want to have the culture, the butts, the color, the hair, but they don't want to be us. I could care less. I don't read Allure. I don't care what Allure does. Now, if it was my magazine, I would want to educate my readers, and it just, because you know, it only takes a few seconds to do that. It doesn't even take a complete full paragraph just to give them the basic information and to send them somewhere where they can get more in depth, you know, or do more research. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take that much more paper, ink, but it's not my magazine. I don't read it. I don't buy it. I just don't care about it. You know, this article was posted by HuffPost Style, and just looking down at some of the comments even, oh, and before I get to that, okay, the one guy who is the hairstylist who worked on the feature, he said that he learned how to do hair from black girls, and he does black hair, and the whole piece was actually inspired by Barbra Streisand's, inspired by Barbra Streisand in the movie A Star Is Born. So I guess she might have been rocking that curly fro or something. So it was inspired by a white woman who was wearing a black hairstyle still, you know. Anyway, Bo Derek. Anyway, I just threw Bo Derek in there because growing up, I wore cornrows and it would irritate me going to school, and some of the other children would say, Bo Derek. And I'm like, Bo Derek, who? I mean, who, what? Bo Derek wasn't even thought of when cornrows were being worn. So it sort of, to me, even as a child, it minimalized the culture behind the cornrows when someone would say Bo Derek. Bo Derek don't know nothing about this, baby. But anyway, still, again, it's petty. It's petty. That was just a little pet peeve I had and still do have. But it's not going to, I can't take that to the bank. I can't take it to the bank. I can't feed my family with it. I can't buy a house with it. I can't go out and feed the world with it. I can't do anything. I can't stop the violence with it. And what sort of bothers me the most about things like this is when you're reading this stuff online and you scroll down into the comments section. As you could probably imagine, people are so sidetracked by the pettiest of things. Do you understand that we have bigger fish to fry than to be worried about a freaking afro and other people wanting to wear it? What is that about? And the main people that get on here fussing and arguing about stuff like that are not doing anything. They either sitting over typing, running that mouth, but they're not doing anything about anything. Whatever cause that they supposedly standing for, they're not doing anything. Trust and believe it. How could you? You don't have time because you're over here with your courage behind this keyboard talking stuff. And I'm talking from the left and right. You know, I mean, one person is like, it's not really an afro, it's a twist out. Then another person comes on, well, it's not a twist out, it makes a difference. Does it really? I mean, do you care? Do you really care? I mean, because we can argue, and there's nothing wrong with a healthy debate about something or whatever, but I don't care about Allure adding black people to their editorial department or whatever other departments they have. They can stay stark snowflake white for all I care. I don't care. Let them post what they want. The article is not for me. The magazine is not for me. Clearly, it is not for us. So people taking issue with something so minute, my answer to that is, if you really have that big of a concern, start your own periodical and be all inclusive. That's all. Because what I do, the way I handle all of that is I don't get angry about it. I look at it and I say, oh, this doesn't include me. I'm not really interested. Same thing with products, especially hair products. Don't let it bath and body. If I don't see myself or an image of myself in the ads or the commercials, then I just presume that it is not for me, and I take my dollars and direct them elsewhere. That's what I do. I'll go to a Callie's Creations and I'll get my soap, my natural handmade soap. That's what I'll do. You know, I will make my own, buy my own oils and butters. That's, you know, that's what I'll do. So they can continue on to do whatever they want for their readers, but I do not feel like it is that important for people to continue to lay that race thing out on every little stupid, idiotic topic and subject that falls out of the clouds. We have bigger fish to fry, like I said, and if everything is special, then nothing is special. So if everything is a race issue, then, you know what I'm saying? Put that energy and focus on something that's really going to make a difference in this world. Some doggone hair, that's not going to do it. Okay, so that's what's in the news this time. This is a relatively old article. I don't know if I mentioned that it was published on August 3rd. But let me know what you think. Have you run across any other articles? I mean, I've seen like the videos and everything with the white ladies putting the what do you call it, the curl rods and the perm rods in their hair to make a big frizzy curly hairstyle. But see, back in the day, what they would do was they would actually get perms, like perm and relaxer. We know those are two different things. Our hair gets relaxed, theirs would get permed, and they would use those perm rods so that they can get that curly afro, you know. So it's nothing new and nothing different. It's not really newsworthy, but I was just surprised to see that. And then, oh, before I go, in this article, there was another thing. It was talking about, let me see what other, there's another periodical, I guess. Oh yeah. This particular tutorial uses the derogatory term rag curls in reference to manipulating hair into an afro. That is not, they're not talking about my hair. They're not talking about black people's hair when they say rag curls. They're talking about their dang on hair, not mine. So why is it, how is that derogatory? It seems to me, I mean, when you look at the image, you see that, okay, these are rag curls. These are not kinks and coils. This is not my hair. They look like rag coils or rag curls to me. It's just too much, you know. And then, oh, this is it. We were reminded of the recent situation in which Teen Vogue was criticized for using a white model to showcase Senegalese twist. About that. Now, do you really care? They're not going to use a black model. Why would they use a black model? One person, please tell me, and you might win a doggone prize if you can tell me this. Why would they use a black model at Teen Vogue for anything? Now, don't get me wrong. I do understand that there are, you know, they might throw a few people in there, a few black people, people of color in the different periodicals. Not saying that they're totally not involved, but come on. If you're reaching to a white model, you're reaching out for a white model for Senegalese twists, that tells you a whole lot about that periodical and that company. Now, it is no secret that when Caucasian people go overseas, like to Jamaica or maybe the Bahamas or something like that, you know, as a little treat to themselves, or just for this, you know, just because they're having fun and on vacation, they'll get a couple Cornrows. It's a good gig if you can get it. I would be over there. I have my stand set up, and I would charge you $10 a row. And if it's a braid, $5 for a braid. You want a twist, $5.50, whatever. I'm telling you, I would make mad bank. You want 10 cornrows? That's $10 per cornrow. And I have you out of there in 20, 30 minutes. And I ain't the best parter or best cornrower, but I had that spray bottle of water, because you know you got to spray the hair. I had that spray bottle of water, and get my quick 100. So, you know, so who knows? I didn't read any of the periodicals, like I said, and you know, I don't know. To me, it's not a big enough deal to bend over backwards and go through changes. I'm looking at the comments, and folks sounded just as stupid and ignorant as usual. One guy comes out, I mean, and that's on both sides, but this one, what really stood out is when the one guy said, go back to Africa. That's all you have? That's all you got? Go back to Africa? Fool, don't you understand that my people are from here? We helped build this. What you mean back to Africa? You go back to Africa. I've never been to Africa. And quite frankly, uninterested in going to Africa. This is my country, the United States of these Americas. Back to Africa, just ignorant. And I'm like, you know what? It's not even worth getting involved in all these conversations. And, you know, who cares? I mean, it's meant to be fun, you know, and you know, they were being criticized because they, you know, were just almost like they were diminishing the whole history behind the Afro and this and that. Leave the people alone. Let them have their magazine. And no, I just don't care about it enough. You guys, let me know what you think. Once again, I'm going to end this video because I could go on and on, as you probably could tell. Until the next time, live simply and be kind, guys.